All right, welcome back to Politics and Profits. I'm Rick Amato, now in 20 cities across America, on Roku, on Amazon Fire TV, on the Business TV, on the Biz, I should say, TV network. And you can find us on demand at the website, politicsandprofits.com. Orrin Hatch is stepping down as senator in Utah and not running for re-election. They say Mitt Romney is giving serious consideration to running in that seat. Now, I like Mitt Romney. I like that idea. What I find interesting here, Bob Baumer, is Mitt Romney, of course, the former governor of Massachusetts, doesn't live in Massachusetts. He lives 20 minutes from our studio in La Jolla, California, and he's running for a senator in Utah. How's that work?
I don't know. He may have a residence there. You know, he is a Mormon. And what is interesting, if you're driving down Torrey Pines Road in the morning, he's out there. In San
Diego?
Yeah, he's out there on his bicycle.
Is that right?
Yeah. And his son, I think, also lives here. But I think he would be a good governor.
Senator.
Senator, yes. I don't know how he makes that leap unless he has a residence there and moves there.
Yeah. I would think, Sarah, you know, if Democrats and the media like to play identity politics, I'll play it right now. I think as a Mormon in Utah, with name recognition and a good reputation, he should probably do well should he run.
He will definitely do well because he is the insider. He's a part of the swamp, and I personally don't like him. I think he's too weak and weak-kneed, and we need change in Washington.
But what do you really think about him, Sarah?
I think that he's suave, well-educated, he's a good attorney, and he's a good speaker. All that reminds me of Obama.
Well, in Sarah's point, Laurie, is those who were anti-Mitt flocked to Trump on the right this time around. Any opinion on whether you'd like to see Mitt Romney in Utah?
I would have loved to have seen Mitt Romney as president. It's so hard to find individuals who have so much personal integrity and patriotism as Mitt Romney. And he has a tremendous... Well, I really don't know what to say about him. I don't think I'd vote for him. But I think it's a really great idea. Now, Mitt Romney may actually have a residence in Utah. I do not know. I know he has strong ties to that particular area. I think he would be a phenomenal choice.
Well, I'm sure he's done his homework. The guy's been around the political spectrum, and he strikes me as someone that measures 3 times and cuts once. Yeah. So he probably knows what the lay of the land is in terms of his ability to run in Utah. RoboCop. RoboCop, real life RoboCop in Dubai, Bob Baumer. What is that?
Well, probably they need a RoboCop there. But Dubai is a pretty nice place, as I understand it. I've had a lot of friends there. The concept of a RoboCop is interesting. I mean, you can't kill it. Maybe you can short circuit it. So he could definitely go in there when they were having attacks on the public. Also, as I understand this RoboCop, it will have a face that's a screen. And so people can go up to the screen and say, I want this store, and it will tell you how to get to that store.
You know, I'm not a tech guy, Sarah. What bothers me about, I see the good side of a RoboCop because real life doesn't get put in danger. But if law enforcement is putting together technology for a RoboCop, then it seems to me it's just a matter of time before the bad guys create their own robo-thief. And we've got a world where human lives are not at risk, creating threats to society. Am I way out on a limb on this?
I think that's definitely one part of it. And the other one is, as a practicing attorney, I can tell you, I don't see how they can fit this into the legal system. If the RoboCop injures someone, if the RoboCop makes an unlawful arrest, all these problems have to be solved legally. Plus, every time I speak to my Echo, every time I'm fighting with my computer, rebooting it all over, it will take probably centuries before we have RoboCops.
But if a RoboCop makes a unlawful arrest or does something outside the law, it would be the law enforcement agency would be sued, I would think.
You know, it's interesting. I don't think it goes that far. I think it's more of an accommodation to keep people from running around and causing problems in the shopping center. I don't think it would have the authority to arrest, but it would probably have the authority to hold you until some human police officer could come.
Right now. I mean,
Right.
at this point in time, I could see this thing growing. I mean,
Oh, definitely. I mean, there was a science fiction movie years ago where they got it so perfected that rather than people kill each other, they just went into an oven when there was a strike and they were killed.
Jeez.
And I see this happening with the RoboCop. The RoboCops, you know, can't be killed, and so to control society, the people he would have arrested who would have killed someone should go into the oven.
it sounds a little George Orwellian to me. I don't know. What about you?
Well, I would agree with you, Rick. I think that it's an interesting idea. It's an interesting idea initially, but I see it kind of materializing into something even greater. I see it as a potential threat to our independence in a way. I see it as a form of control. I could see the use of RoboCops starting in a small way and then materializing into possible armies. I mean, I think it's a very bad idea myself.
Robotic armies, no question.
Right.
All right, speaking of bad ideas, how about Obama? Oh, I didn't mean that. Let's go to Sarah. What do you think the future is of the repeal of Obamacare? Earlier we had on economist Dr. Joe Corey, who wrote a book on the Affordable Care Act. He opposes the Affordable Care Act. The media, of course, is all over Trump's proposal to replace it. What do you think is going to happen next?
Well, as someone who has personally been affected, I lost my insurance because of Obama. I had employer insurance, and I was immediately penalized last year. And I can't afford insurance, which gives me nothing. I pay $300 a month and gives me nothing but $7,000 deductible. It's atrocious. Obamacare is totally nonsensical. It will not, they say, it will fall on itself.
And I got to jump in the interest of time. And Sarah brings up a great point. The Republicans are not talking about it. The media is not. The self-employed have gotten screwed over the Affordable Care Act. That's our panel. I want to thank Sarah Condor-Fisher in LA. Good luck this weekend in Rome, and do as the Romans do. I want to thank Laurie Edwards-Tate at Your Home Family Care. Radio talk show's Bob Baumer. Back after this.